All right, what's going on YouTube? This is Manuel. I'm gonna give it a second so we can go and get this all organized real quick. But we are here with UrbanToons today, right? We're talking about his brand, his legacy.
What's up? How y'all doing, YouTube? Peace, peace.
All right, let me get that link for you, bro, so you can follow the comments as well. This should be flooding in any second now. Let's go and get this.
Where can on the phone or have to be actually on the computer?
I'm gonna give you the link and just pull up Skype, and you can get that link from there, right? So I'm sending. I
Okay.
just sent you the link right now to the live interview.
Do I click on it? Oh, okay.
Yep. Just don't do it on your phone, otherwise you might mess something up. So use it on.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Don't worry, I still see you clear as day. You're good to go.
Okay, I clicked the link. I'm like, uh-oh.
All right. So while we're waiting, right, let's hear a little bit about yourself. So what is your name? Everybody knows you as Urban Tunes, but what is your official name?
All right. My pin name is Kiel and Ibrahim. Uh, and my government is Kyle T. Stokes. That's where I do all my business under.
Got you. Got
So
you. Got you.
go ahead.
What's your company about? Tell us about your company, man. What's it about, man? I know you're a publisher, but what is it?
I guess I'm not the let me say the more you're more what's the word I'm looking for? I don't have the charisma you have, but all right, let me do it. Well, I'm the founder of Urban Tunes. We are a children's book publishing company. We publish about 12 books in approximately 4 years, and we also a printing company. So what we do, we print books for different clients. So that's pretty much the gist of what Urban Tunes is about: creating diverse books, uh, and that's it.
Okay, no doubt. Now I know you go to a lot of shows, man. So you can tell people, we're both convention guys. We go to conventions a lot. We go to festivals and stuff. How's your experience with that? What do you have to do to get people to stop and actually pay attention to you at these shows?
Well, what I actually do, I work. Well, my background, I have retail experience. I worked for Coca Cola for 10 years,
Oh,
building displays in stores and doing stuff like that, writing orders. So I have the background of building displays and stuff like that. So from working with Coca Cola and building their displays and the presentation. So my presentation when I do my events, I have the banners with the logo. I make it bright and dazzling. So when you walk by, it's going to captivate your attention just for you to stop the walk to see what's going on.
I feel you on that, man. I do that too. I learned from basically dealing with too much competition. You you're standing next to all these damn. Sometimes they put me dead in the center of a whole bunch of big ass publishers. Like I'll be right
Oh,
next to Sentai and Crunchyroll, and it just be, it's like either at that point you ride or die.
yeah, to be honest, majority of my only did one event where I actually were next to different authors, and that was a event in Harlem. That was a Harlem Book Fair,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty cool. But majority of my events I go to, they're not any authors there, so it's like really no competition. It's mostly somebody selling jewelry or shea butter, the regular generic stuff you go to these different events.
Got you. See, I said for some reason this thing keeps changing sizes on me, so I had to go and fix it. But it's cool. Dang, this thing's tripping. So so I see that you definitely been doing that stuff, and I have too. I kind of wonder though, like you have some services that you provide. Can you please explain to people what your services are? Like we know you print. We know you have connections to print for anybody, right? But what about other things like I think have illustration services. What's that about?
Yes, well, over at one thing we do at Urban Tunes, not only do we publish and illustrate and print our own books, we actually create a service for somebody who has an idea and they want to get it out into the world. They might not know the proper way to do it, or this to find a great illustrator. So I made it easy for people who want to be a part of the legacy of creating their own product. And we created our service, and this is what we do. Like, this is a book right now I did for a client. This is our last book we just published and illustrated, called Thank You Daddy. Now, this client was all the way in North Korea
Hmm.
when we illustrated her book. And to be honest, I didn't even know she was in North. I thought she was in America.
Yeah, probably a
If you could
soldier, huh?
see it, yeah, she was a soldier.
Hmm.
Back, it was really dope. So, like, we're illustrating books from the north, south, west coast, and out the country.
Hmm. And
So
do
artwork.
you, as a part of the arrangement, do you also get to print the books yourself and sell them as well as they are capable of doing that? They get the books from you directly? Like, is that how it
Yeah, they
works?
can get. Well, I try to make it where we give like great quality books, and we don't really want you to go anywhere else, and the quality get hampered and compromised when you try to go cheap print.
Yeah.
When you try to print very cheap, what I'm trying to say. So we, yes, the client do come back to us, and we'll ship the books out to her.
Got you, got you, got you. Now, can you please tell everybody out here about the trip you had to South Africa? What happened there, boss?
Oh man, now that was oh, hold on, that was actually an amazing experience, going to Africa for the first time, but actually going as taking the Urban Tunes brand to Africa.
Hmm.
I had a couple of people reach out to me via Instagram. They loved the work, and they wanted me to come to Africa. They wanted to meet me. They wanted to sell the product or be a part of the product.
Yep.
So we scheduled a meeting. I said, look, I was already on board because I was already thinking about expansion to different countries. We are selling books in like Europe, and we have like distribution over there.
Hmm.
But the motherland, Africa, is where we actually wanted to make this, get our feet into the ground and start running over there. And what came out of that situation was Urban Tunes Africa, where we're selling all our books over there, and it's being distributed through my business partner named Capono. He's actually a native of South Africa.
Okay. So that's actually pretty dope, man. I honestly feel like that's the big move, right? We got to first legitimize publishing in other countries in Africa, right? And then we make our partners that are local that can go and handle everything, so we don't ever have to ship anything, right? And they start hiring a lot of people and getting people over there, so jobs and infrastructure in order to basically expand and make it legitimate. Like Nollywood's been wilding out, pretty hard recently, and
Yes.
not only have they been wilding out, but now they're starting to get Hollywood money to do their own things. So
Oh,
I've seen a lot of series from Netflix. Well, all they did was basically pay for them to make these ridiculously awesome shows that they already were gonna make, but now make them big budget. And
yeah.
so
Go
I
ahead.
just think it's important that we have the infrastructure in place that we can make those big plays when they do come. You know?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, like if you watch, it was a video clip of Akon when he was on the Breakfast Club telling people we need to go to Africa. Africa is right now open. It's crazy. Akon made that video, and it was like 2 months later. I was on my way in the plane headed over there, so it was really dope. And I actually went over there to see the opportunity that lied in Africa, and there was so much opportunity because, especially in South Africa, I look at the South Africans being like in the 1960s right now,
Mm-hmm.
compared to being just getting out of the apartheid in 1994. So a lot of information was kept from them, and now they're playing catch up compared to the African Americans over here, where we had options, where we had the ability, not options, but we had the ability and the freedom to move around. When you go to Africa, the colonizers mostly held all the information, so they put out the images and stuff like that of what they want the people to see, books, movies, and etc. So my next venture, where I'm waiting for my nonprofit paperwork to finally come, we're going to set up little villages and set up libraries in the villages of Africa, and we're going to sell our books in there. Not sell, but we're going to have the books in there for the children and the people to be able to come and look at the books and a real library. I didn't
Yeah.
see a library,
Oh,
something
you ain't see him
simple.
down there?
I didn't see one library,
Damn, bro. How is that even
not
possible?
one.
All these damn charities we got, and ain't no freaking libraries. That don't even make no sense. What are
Think
they spending
about
their
it.
money on?
Uh, TV, entertainment. But you know what's crazy, bro? One thing I noticed where it's kind of sad too. Like I'm driving by,
Hmm.
and I see like little 10 huts or 10 houses what they built.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing, I look and I see somebody, a whole lot of them have access to put satellite TV on them. So that means it's really mind-boggling. Like they're actually living in the aluminum house, but they don't miss out on that TV.
Oh man.
So
That's that propaganda right there, man. It's very important. It's expensive to control the thought process of a country. You know, they'll invest in those satellites, but they ain't invest in no houses. He said we don't need all that.
and it's that's to your point. That's really sad too, because even the people that do get houses, they overcharge them. Like I'm driving around, I was talking to my business partner, and he was telling me I was asking different questions, like, well, how much is this house right there? Because they're developing like a whole bunch of houses in the area we were in, and he was like $20,000. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money, and the house was no bigger than like a garage out there.
Hmm.
So they're charging people $20,000 to live in a garage. So you have the money allocated to help the people, but they're taking a cheaper way out so they can keep that money. And that's one thing I observed.
Yeah. Well, one thing I saw was a lot of opportunity in Brazil too. Brazil's crazy right now. Like it is wilding out over there, and they're actually a lot more established. From what I've been seeing with Brazil, they are freaking some of their cities, their major cities, are like freaking 90% black. You know,
Really?
yeah,
Well,
and I mean African black too. These cats be walking around with full African attire. Like I don't give a damn. They still be speaking Portuguese, but they're like, this is our city, and you don't see it much in Rio, right? Because Rio is more of that touristy location,
yeah,
right? But you see it in Sao Paulo and
yeah,
other
yeah,
places
no
like
doubt.
that. And their convention game is absolutely nuts. I'm a big anime and comic guy, right? So I always research the best shows to go to, right? And
Okay,
I was like, oh my god, can you imagine? Like they said they some of these shows they had like 150,000 people at the show.
really?
Like it was nothing on one weekend in freaking Sao
Mm,
Paulo. Tell me something
wow.
like that, man.
Now that's you figure. I think Brazil was one of those places where they dropped off the most slaves
Yeah,
back in that time.
yeah.
So there's more Africans native in Brazil or living in Brazil than anywhere else. So that is a great market if we could find a way to tap into it.
So it's there already, man. And the biggest thing is they're huge into like anime culture, which is weird. But like did a what is it? The fourth biggest world consumer of anime and mangas and animation
Really,
in general.
that's amazing.
Yeah, that's
Like
amazing and
yeah,
ridiculous.
that really, so that's a big market.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
What are
So
you
we
planning on going back over to Brazil?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Bahia. Bahia is definitely a place we got to go to. That's a place that's damn near all black. Big money there too. You know.
Mm,
So
pretty dope. Yeah, I'm looking at your book too. You're talking about the Brazil, and I'm looking at this. Your wife's latest book is really dope. Well, not was it the first?
that's the
No, no,
second
no.
one right there.
The second one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Like it's really dope. How was the trip to Brazil?
That was the funnest trip I ever
Like,
had, bruh. Except for the fact that
really?
everything's on a mountain. Pissed me off, man. I have a huge fear of heights. So everything was like right on the cliff, and I was just shook most of the time when we were there. But besides that, man, I was pretty happy, man.
Yeah, the most fun you had in your whole life. That's amazing, right there.
Yeah,
And you
it's up there with
traveled a lot.
Japan, man.
How was Japan?
Japan was dope. I like Japan because everybody's so damn peaceful out there. You never see
Okay,
true peace until you go to a country like that where everybody's just quiet.
I love it, bro. This is what I love when I look at your books. The family structure.
But they need it, man. These kids never see that stuff in books. You know?
Nah, that's what's really unique about your books. That you are the character of the story, and it's the whole family that's moving around doing it, going these different places. Like I like the South Africa book too. It's really dope. This is the first book I bought from you.
Yeah, man. That was the original.
Yeah, it's really dope. Then you go to the back. I like the continuation of up wrong way. Like this is really dope. I really love the concept of this book.
Have you tried implementing any of that stuff in your latest titles? Like more information about the background of your stories?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Working on that.
Yeah.
Working on that. Doing
People
some
like that
restructure.
stuff. It's a little educational content, not too much, but they like that extra bit.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. It was like somebody approached. Well, I had a girl who wanted to intern for me,
Hmm.
and she was supposed to create the curriculums for the school around the different books.
Yeah.
She started it, but I thought it was gonna be something different. So I'm gonna scratch it, start all over, and find the right qualified person and some person walking off the street because you really wasted my time. But the whole objective, like you said, to turn these books, have a real history story or give it uh, like a curriculum or something where you make it more educational than just entertaining.
Yeah, like I thought the story that you wrote about the Maui, right? And we're talking about what's
The
his
King of
name?
Mali.
Mansa Musa, right? I thought that
There
one
we go.
right there. Yeah. Yep.
The King
So
of Mali.
that one right there. I thought that particular book, if you just brought that to Accelerated Reader, right? So you just get a couple of teachers that you know to ask for that book right there to be an Accelerated Reader. They would basically get the book, they would make a test for it, right, for schools, right? And
Okay.
then librarians would order the books from you, right? Or whoever's distributing it, right? And they
Yeah.
would have this test nationally in the system for Accelerated Reader. A lot of schools only get books for Accelerated Reader because they want their kids to actually take tests on all the books in the library. So and that's an easy way to get through the red tape of the system, right? You don't even have to
Mm,
take the test. All you gotta do is have people request that there's a test made for it, and then they'll make a test for the book, and, and now you're part of their system.
that's awesome. I'm at to look at that.
Costs nothing too. It's just
Yeah, that's
teachers
amazing.
have
Yeah,
to
I'm at.
ask for it. So all you gotta do is get a couple of your educator friends to go and use that freaking official email and say, hey, I want this book right here, the ISBN number to have a test, right?
Mm, yeah, I'm definitely gonna look into that to get into the school market. That's one of our objectives this year. Schools and daycares,
Yeah, definitely.
because daycares with the coloring books, it's win-win. And like some of the daycares we did reading for, like the books in there were pretty much lousy, and it didn't represent children it don't represent the children that are in the daycare. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, it's almost always the case. That's almost always the case. It's a damn shame that even happens, but that's the industry, right? You know, that's
Yeah, I'm in the middle.
That's why we're trying to fight it right here, man. We're trying to make them differences. Now, I want you, for a moment, to go and tell everybody who's looking at this and who will be looking at this over the next week or so. Tell them where they can find your books, your services, and everything else.
All right, great. Well, you can find all of my books on urbantoons.com, uh, UrbanToons.com. And on that website, is a list of all the things we do with our services of printing, illustrating, publishing. If you click on the tab on the far upper left hand side corner and click on the Urban Tunes Publishing and illustration, here come my bingo and illustration services. So all that's on the website, and you can reach us by you UrbanTunes inc at gmail.com for printing quotes that you need to create your book, or if you're interested in creating your own book.
Got you, got you. And remember, this guy's tag is Urban Tunes on all social media networks, right? It's just Urban
Yes.
Tunes. Yeah, so just put Urban Tunes in your search bar and follow him over there, man. Start engaging on his content. He actually drops a lot of words of wisdom throughout the day. That's just something he does on a regular basis with a lot of his imagery. You know what I'm saying? Now, I want to go and take some questions from the audience before we end this. So I'm putting the
Okay.
questions now to you guys. What questions do you have for Urban Tunes? And I'll relay those questions to him. This will usually take a second, but because we have a little delay, but on the second them questions come in, I'm going to be shooting them your way. All right, boss?
All right. Cool. How many views do you have on here?
Right now, I think we have like 22 people on here. You know,
Okay.
so it's a slow day, but Thursdays are Thursdays. But we're definitely gonna have like probably around 500 to 1,000 views on this by the end of the week. You know.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
All right. So one question is asked: Are you the illustrator of all your books? Yes, he is. I'm,
Yes.
I'm gonna answer
Yeah.
that one because this dude works his ass off, man. He has like freaking 30 books. How many books you got, man?
12.
You got 12. He got
12.
12 books that he's illustrated himself, man. It's crazy. All right.
12, and
One
we
question
have,
says, Urban Tunes, will you animate your books?
that was the game plan. That is the game plan. Oh, here go my Bengal. Sorry. Really. Get your butt. See,
Oh
this is the
man,
actual Tunes
Big Cat straight
mascot.
walked up past us.
Yeah, this is the Urban Tunes mascot right here. You see a Bengal on my logos? That's Swahili.
Ah, we met the mascot face to face.
Yeah, all right, move.
Tell us about your animation plan, man.
Well, we want to. Well, actually, that was the purpose of going to Africa too. They wanted to actually turn my books into animation. Stop. So that's what we're working on over there. So I think the first book we're going to work on and turn into animation will be The King of Mali.
Okay.
And from there on, we're going to work on different other projects.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna make my stuff into anime. You already made some, remember? What else? What else? What
Yeah,
other questions we got for Urban Tunes here? All right.
your little butt.
All right. So how about this? Are you able to make a comfortable living as a black publisher illustrator? I want to make a similar plunge. Well, I think you're one of the higher level people in this space, so feel free to let him know where you're at without giving too much details, right?
Yeah, I mean, with any, you just have to hustle. You have to be out here. You have to shake hands and kiss babies, so you can make a living doing it. This is all I'm doing right now. I put my money when I was working into my company, and that seed right there blossomed up into me being independent. So with book sales, and if you're going around doing different vending events, it'll be ideal. You can make your money. I mean, vending events you can make up to $2,000 to $3,000 if you get the right one. Then if you have other services, you can really do really great.
Yeah, that's definitely true, man. You say you hear that right there? He's not doing a 9 to 5 and this. All right, he left that away a long time ago. When did you first start like officially like walking away from the corporate world?
Oh, I didn't walk away. I got pushed.
Okay, so they
Those
pushed you and
two
you said
hands.
fuck it, I'm gonna succeed, and then it just was gravy train from there, huh? Nah.
You know what? Yeah, like I was on my way of quitting,
hmm
and what happened was I got fired.
Hmm.
but I was going to quit for like 2 weeks. So they actually made the situation even better for me that I can still do my own thing and get a check from it. So I'm like, all right, this is dope. And I've been independent 2 years later. You only get 6 months on that. So for me, ready to walk away and receive nothing to get pushed and receive everything, it was like a one-one situation.
Got you, got you, got you. Let's see. Uh, it says when did you start writing comics? So not comic books, but children's books. When did you start that? Like was it how many years ago was this?
I wrote my first children's book in 2014.
Okay, so this is really recent. I thought you were
Yeah,
around forever, man.
no, 2014. I actually learned publishing. My first publishing company is called Forbidden Fruit Books LLC, and with that, I published 8 different regular textbooks. So when I
Textbooks.
started doing the children, yeah, like novels, self-help books, how to fix credit, dating books, stuff like that, real generic. But it was boring. So when I got into children books, that's what really, started really generating money.
Okay, we got a question from Dante Manson. I'll answer it and you'll answer it. You'll answer it first, though. All right. It says, "Where do you see this Black indie movement going? Do you think it will last?"
You want to answer first?
Nah, you go right ahead, man. You shoot.
I believe so. I mean, right now, people are consciously waking up. So when you're woke, you're not going to go back to sleep. That's the best analogy I can use. So, and with more what's something's going on with people are getting weaned out genetically, and the predominant gene of people that's going to walk this earth are going to be people of color. So diversity is going to play out. Our books and our movement is going to keep continuing to go.
I feel you on that. And I would like to say too that the media is actually helping us a lot. It said people always say, "Oh, the media is trying to destroy us." Sometimes they do stupid stuff. They pick fights that they shouldn't fight. And one of the things that I've seen that they've really recently done that was just the stupidest decision they could have ever done in the universe was they picked the fight with the hashtag ADOS, right? Africans descended of slavery. They picked the fight with that and said it was Russian bots. All right,
Mm,
this is the stupidest thing they
really?
could have ever did in their lives because these cats have been basically building an army of supporters for years. They've been doing this. All these influencers on YouTube that only deal with the most hardcore conscious black people out there, and you just gave them all the evidence they need that there was a fight against them specifically. Because at this
Mm.
point, people are following them like because they believe in what they believe in. But the second they get attacked on television, on major news networks, it becomes a religion. It's no longer just something that's like, oh, I oppose them a little bit. Now people are gonna be so unapologetically black in every single thing they do because they feel like they're trying to get purged out of existence. So that was a really stupid move on their part, but that helps us in the long
I love your answer. Yeah.
run.
And look,
Let's see.
you
I got a question from Hustle Hand. He says, "Can you get your books digitally?"
yes, you can get all the books on Amazon Kindle.
Oh, Amazon Kindle. Look up UrbanToons on Amazon Kindle, and you'll probably pull up all the books that he has imprinted under it, right? Or is it something else they have to do?
Yes, and I store. You put in Urban Tunes anywhere, and our product or our name will pop up if we have product in the store. But mostly, if you go on Amazon, you type in Urban Tunes, the books will come up plus the digital books.
Okay. Urban Tunes. What do you feel is missing? What do you feel you need to be? I mean, what do you feel you need to be number one? I don't understand that question. Let's skip that one for a second. Please rewrite that question so I can go and relay that one for you. Let's see. Let's see. Are your illustration services affordable? I think you're
Well,
kind of premium, aren't you?
well, I believe I'm affordable because you get more bang for your buck. Not only do we print your book, we illustrate the book, and we give you the book at an affordable price. If you go to a lot of different authors, the price they're going to charge you just to illustrate the book It's gonna be really high end, but you get nothing but the book. At least we have services, and you if you pick the right package, you can get up to 500 books per package, depending on what package you pick or choose.
Okay, so it's a one-stop shop, right? From
Absolutely.
from design to concept to fully illustrated book with graphic design covers, then print, and the print is also included in there, and maybe a little bit of strategy on how the hell to sell the books, right?
Yes, correct.
All right, so that's definitely a cool little thing. You know, if you like that automation, dude already cranked out like crazy books already. So, so
Yeah,
you,
we're
and
working
go on his
for it
website, you'll
now.
see the roster. It's a pretty deep
Mm,
roster.
there you go.
Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Stream because right into work. Thank you for doing. Yep. So basically, that's about all we got right there. Urban Tunes. Uh, we really appreciate this interview, and a lot of these guys are going to learn a lot about, basically the puzzling game from what you said to them. You know, especially traveling around the world trying to make plays. That's something these people ain't even considering yet. So that's a big
Man,
move to do that.
it's a big world. I'm gonna say like I appreciate you having me. This is probably one of my first video interviews I've ever done. A little bit nervous doing it on there. I'm used to be the person that's sitting back pushing keys on my phone. But one thing I could say, if whatever energy you put out or put into it, it's gonna come back to you. So if you keep putting out the energy of with your project and you're hustling, 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 your work, your seeds gonna come back to you. So you're gonna reap the blessings of it. So you got to keep grinding, doing what you do.
Got you, got you, got you. All right. Well, that sounds like we're good to go, man. So thanks a lot. Thanks for coming out here, man, and interviewing with us. Video's gonna be on our feed forever. All right. So we're gonna have this on our list in our 90-day book publishing course. It's all there in the playlist. All right.
All right, great. Thanks again, bro.
All right,
Appreciate you.
boss.
All right,
And thank you guys for coming out and watching this video. Make sure to share it on your timeline. Hit that like button, and we'll see you again next week.